Next up, I want to talk about. So this one was kind of interesting to me. Priyanka Chopra Jonas. So obviously we know about Priyanka, we know about Nick Jonas, but I feel like we don't know more than what we know. I feel like they're relatively private considering both of their calibers. It's actually
Mhm.
kind of interesting too because I was going down a pool on Netflix of all of the stuff that I watched in the past and trying to see like what did I watch in the past that I like, and I actually watched the Jonas Brothers roast. So I thought this was kind of interesting, the timeline. I watched it all over again.
That's a good
Just
one.
it was entertaining. But she
Yeah.
went on an episode of Call Her Daddy, and obviously we know Alex Cooper is the host of that podcast. And she was
Mhm.
opening up about any of the previous dating history that took place with Nick, and Alex was asking her like, has that ever bothered you? And she was so strong in her answer. She said that she quote unquote doesn't read her book backwards. What do you think about her responding to Alex Cooper this way and being so sure and like her 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 not opening up the wound of any type of dating history and like moving forward? I love it. I think she's so tough.
I think that's such a girl boss answer. Like her being
Yeah.
like, instead of saying what I feel like a lot of young stars are being like, "Oh my God, I don't give an F about that. Like I don't care about, like, who cares about that?" She literally so calmly is like, "I don't know, I just like don't read my book backwards." And I was like,
Mhm.
"Real." Like, you know what? Real. And that's such a I'm gonna like use that in my everyday life. I'm gonna like go to my
I know.
therapist and tell her I'm like, my new mantra is I don't read my book backwards. Because I feel like that's such an easy trope to fall into. Like focusing on your exes in the past, especially when they're famous. Like I'm sure, and who has Nick dated? Like Selena Gomez is one of them, Miley Cyrus is another one.
Lily Collins,
Um
I read again. Lily
Lily
Collins was
Collins,
linked with
like
him too. It's
he's dated a
crazy.
lot of women, but I also think that they have a very secure relationship, it seems, like a very healthy one. I mean, they share a daughter, right? It's a daughter.
Hmm. Hmm.
There she is.
Malty is her name.
And
Yeah,
oh, I didn't know her name.
I
That's so
know.
cute.
Yeah, I
But
think
like
that's how
they're,
you
you
say
know,
it,
it's clear that
Malty.
they have a very beautiful relationship, and I think that they just prioritize each other and, try their best to block out the noise. Also, those relationships happened for Nick when he was like 20, like, and he's
Yeah.
now definitely not 20, and she's a grown woman. Like she does not she also like has lived in the public eye, but she's not like she was a respected individual. She's not somebody who's been in the public eye in the way that the Kardashians are in the public eye, or like Haley Baldwin Bieber is in the public eye. Like it's just different. So I think that she's a baller for real. I love
She
her. I love her
is.
energy.
I loved her. I remember sitting poolside a few summers ago. This was like over 10 summers ago, and I've heard the song Exotic on my iPod. It wasn't even my iPhone. And then it was a song that she released back then, and I was like, this girl's
Mhm.
interesting. And then I started following her like ever since and found out all about her career, but like I think that the age difference helps out a lot. I think the fact that she is 10 years older than him, I think that that honestly helps. And I think the fact that too,
Yes,
like you said, she's so well respected on her own. Like she exists in her own identity, in her own space aside from him. Like she loses
totally.
nothing stepping over here and Nick being over here, which I do really love their relationship for that. They're both such like whole and secure people individually.
Mhm. I agree. And her activism is so inspiring, and like
Mhm.
how she fights for women's rights, and I think that she is a really cool person, and I also think that it's cool that she went on Call Her Daddy and she like didn't succumb
I
to the like
know.
I feel like people go on Call Her Daddy and they like drop some bombs, drop some tea, and she was very much like, "No, I don't. This is who I am. This is what I am." And I think it does come with being older. I mean, Call Her
I
Daddy
think
is
so
home
too.
to so many different interviews that have has given so much tea and drama and fed to the cycle. It's one of my favorite podcasts to
Me
listen
too.
to. Although I find myself only listening when it's someone's being interviewed that I like really care about.
Mhm.
Um, which I like that it's transitioned to that. So I don't think Priyanka would have been on Call Her Daddy before Sophia left. But I think,
I agree.
this new age of Call Her Daddy, I think, was right for her.
Yeah. I think so too. Like you said, it's an area where you can go and she is often feeding a lot of news sources new information that they don't already know. She has that trick and that talent to her to be able to have that opportunity to speak with her guests. So I like that too. I
Totally.
think that Priyanka's definitely a tough girl. She is a boss babe, and I love her. I really, really do.